Alrighty, Todd. Finally, it's the two of us.
Just the two of us. We can cast some more night elf.
Yeah, and we got FoCuS in the upper right. We got LawLiet in the bottom left. And yeah, as I said, both players, they know each other inside out. They know exactly what they do. So I wonder if they came up with some tricks. It's more up to LawLiet, I think, than to FoCuS. But yeah, never underestimate the creativity of LawLiet.
Absolutely, yeah. And we had rank 3 against 4 earlier. This is LawLiet rank 9th in the world against FoCuS rank 11. So still very high skill match here between the two. And yeah, we talked about the record earlier, but I feel like, you know, some people, they're grabbing their snacks and stuff like up until the game finally starts. So I feel like we have to reiterate how many times they've played, because they've played an absurd amount of times with over 90 encounters. And it's LawLiet with 51 wins against FoCuS with 43. That's series, not maps. Maps is 142 for LawLiet, 124 for FoCuS. So 53, 47% in maps. These guys match up very evenly against one another. And we kind of expect a close match here. Who's the favorite? I feel like it's kind of hard to tell, right? We just watched this matchup happen twice, like of Orc against Elf in the previous matches. And once Night Elf dominated, once Orc dominated.
Yeah, it's really a shape of day kind of thing between the two, and that's the case for years. No one was really plowing ahead. I think a couple of years, LawLiet had the better international results, but in the Cups, FoCuS was better, and when they meet, it's always a 2-1, 3-2, full-out series. But we talked about FoCuS not being the super creative guy. Look at this! He's dashing out of Farseer.
Yeah, it was great to hear from Lin about this, because he used kind of the term like rock, paper, scissors as well with the build orders, and he was explaining that, if I understood right, which I'm not sure I did, if you go Blade Master, then the Night Elf should want to try and aim to go into a Hunter Soul pretty quickly, to be able to go into hunts, maybe go for an AP push and stuff like that. So that's kind of what you're playing to this image, where you open with the barracks, only one burrow, and then your opponent thinks you're going Blades, and he gets the Hunter Soul, but then you're going Farseer, and then you're pretty happy about him going into a Hunter Soul, because you go Shadow Hunter second, and then he played with Walkers and Raiders, it was, to counter Bears perfectly.
That was an excellent creep by LawLiet here. Yeah, you're right. So this might be another bear match for LawLiet, but I don't see a Hunter Soul yet. And we didn't talk about this yet. Third series of the day in this matchup. We haven't seen talents at all. We haven't seen mass range at all. So maybe that is something LawLiet could do against this Farseer style of FoCuS.
Yeah, I mean, I don't particularly think like it's that great anymore. A lot of people know exactly how to play against Pian trying to steal the creep down there. That was barely miss. And Keeper now gets level 3. That's going to be a big opportunity now for this Keeper to start harassing before any sort of Dispel enters the field. I mean, do you even want to go Spirit Lodge here against this? Because obviously not as effective for single target Dispel as Shamans.
Very true. So it looks like LawLiet is still trying to go for an expansion. He set that up. It was scouted. Ooh, nice tally staff by LawLiet. Staffing on a Wisp, sees the Orc creeping and punishes him right away.
Oh my god, the other grunt! He got ensnared. Ooh. The Keeper knew he'd be running right and thanking the creeps.
And I was about to say, like, this early game compared to Moon and Lin's play, relatively tame. Both are able to almost creep up to level 3. But now, at the early mid-game stages, peace is over and you're in for a full-out brawl.
Wolves level 2 about to enter the field. There is a lot of Wisps nearby here to help out. If the Entangle goes off now, Staff should be used immediately. Yeah, that's very well done actually by FoCuS getting out. Maybe LawLiet could have delayed that a little bit. Like, just attack the Farseer a lot more. Hope that he panics and staffs and then you entangle. But wanted to make sure he got the Orc out of there as to get the expansion up very easily. And what's the exact plan? He goes Panda second. There is still not a Hunter Soul, so maybe it's just very delayed. Or maybe you were onto something and he starts some sort of wind, but that'll also be just pure archer, where he will start tier 3 very soon and try to get marksmanship very quickly.
Yeah, I wonder if he has the time for that, because contrary to what Lynn played, FoCuS never built any headhunters, didn't go for the Torrent Totem, rather it is Grunts and Shaman, so it's just a different first hero and not an entirely different build. And against that, Mass Archers might be working. He basically skipped all hunters. That means Serpent Wards aren't that effective. Man, this is gonna be a very interesting mid-game.
Yeah, FoCuS not playing with Spirit Walkers or with Raiders. He's doing the same thing that we would see usually Grunt Shaman. Usually it'd be with the Blades. Yeah. And Shadow Hunter. This time it was a Farseer, and he was aiming to start that expansion. I think that's going to be prevented here largely thanks to the Keeper showing up there. On the other side, Farseer looking to harass those Wisps. The Entangled Gold Mine is not complete, so he's actually going to kill a bunch of them.
Classic FoCuS move to attack right before mining starts. So yeah, no Wisps anymore. Right call. In the meantime, Keeper was harassing a little bit, got the Peons. So if FoCuS had any plans to counter-expand, which I think that's clearly the case, as another Peon walks down, that's also delayed. They play so well around each other.
Yeah, really, many great moves here from both players. Okay, the mining will finally begin here on the right-hand side. Farseer still trying to be annoying. But Panda getting very close to level 3 here. And LawLiet is one of the guys that, you know, when you read the patch notes and saw that the damage was going to be increased on that Breath of Fire in combo with the Drunken Haze, was probably like, all right, it's time to unleash the beast. It's going to be Panda every game from now. And he's been using it a lot. And one of the better players at comboing those two spells here together. So really looking forward to seeing how we're dealing with this on the other side. Obviously, you need some healing scrolls here if you FoCuS.
Yeah, he was advocating for this Panda buff for a long time. Said, I can't do anything against Undead if I don't have a strong Panda. And now he's in a good spot, I think. Not as powerful as before, but not as weak as before as well. Good sweet spot for him. And yeah, it's cool to see him back. The combo, the wombo combo of WarCraft, just always exciting.
A player's forces are under attack.
And
Shadow. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Shadow Hunter level 3 timing here is going to be very strong. And against this style of archers, when there is no hunts, you don't go Serpent Ward. So yeah, he did go for Hex. Hasn't picked... Actually, no, he does. Wait, so he's going to fully... Oh my god, did he realize... Yeah, he realized he was a Panda. This is weird. Staff is actually down. There is no healing wave, like I just mentioned. His Serpent Ward's level 2. Farseer will barely get out. I guess he has Serpent Ward, so extra damage, but the lack of healing might be a problem because there is no healing scroll either. Goes for the Panda immediately. He goes for the Hex. He's gonna get it. Oh my god, Panda dies with full mana. You're gonna be joking me.
Sick timing by FoCuS with these disables, Purge and Hex in combination. Oh boy, and now this expansion is in trouble. There's no Nature's Blessing. Grunts are hacking and slaying away while this expansion is coming up. A little bit of pressure from the Shredder, who's actually being staffed. Not a TP hold, just the stab. Can he hold this? Keeper is coming in as well. It's a double kill on the basis.
He couldn't tangle the Shadow Hunter, and there is no healing wave. Oh my god, the Shredder should have stayed in attack. What is this? Dragon Ball Z? They're teleporting all over the place.
Oh man, this is a fun match. This is exactly what I expected. This is not one player outclassing each other, but both players are laying trap cards like in Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Oh man, and now... I knew it! I knew it! It is Chimeras coming for LawLiet, rushing tier 3 on only archers, and now good luck if FoCuS doesn't scout this to defend Chimeras with Grunts and Shaman.
He's like, hey, nice Grunts you got there.
Yep.
Be a shame if some magic damage was to make them disappear. And yeah, clarity here. Very, very important to replenish the mana quickly on the Panda before the engagement actually happens. Need to use the Wand of Illusion early. Yeah, there it is. Farseer going to be targeted. He might be able to force the Townfall out.
He wanted that.
Quiet.
He wants him out of his base immediately to not get these Chimera Roosts exposed. But then I wonder, can you even support double Chimera Roosts on one base? I'm not too sure about that. Panda is trapped. He's back for trap. And the grunts are going into the back. It is their time. Yeah.
Farseer was exposed at the front, but it's the keeper that's forced to TP out first. Farseer is so low, oh my god. One more Breath of Fire would actually kill him. No way, don't tell me that happened. Still low mana on the Shadow Hunter, so that's more force. There is Hex potential. He's gonna Hex the Panda. Oh, he doesn't Breath of Fire the Farseer.
Oh man.
That damage goes elsewhere. Shredder needs to help, stop mining.
Oh, Hex again! Staff out to the back. He got a potion before, so the Panda survives. Oh, what an execution by LawLiet. 32 supply for the night of 39 for FoCuS. It's an absolute slobber knocker on CH.
And the Breath of Fire didn't hit the Farseer, so FoCuS can just run away. And I think it was... Yeah, it was just nightfall before the Moonstone was used, so now we're in the night, so he could actually just head to the fountain and kind of sit there for a bit. So, you know, bathe in the hot springs. That is the fountain on this map. Get some extra hit points. And FoCuS, I think he fully knows that immediately LawLiet's gonna move back out and want to pressure the Expo, so he might hit the main base in a second when he sees that there is no Expo for LawLiet.
No Chimeras yet. He doesn't start production, rather goes for Hunch Saw. Maybe he thinks now that it's exposed, it doesn't really work anymore because Orc in the end has good counters to it with Wyvern, Batrider, Headhunters, but he prioritizes to kill this Great Hawk for the second time, but there's no TP and there's Orcs in his base.
But he's gonna double staff and bring a TP back maybe. He's trying to hold with just the Panda right now. LawLiet needs to buy a TP on the Panda, staff to his army, and then TP with everything. But a Hex could actually interrupt that as well. And he's in a world of trouble.
Oh man. Panda is in trouble as well. Wyvern is attacking. Shredder doesn't help. Staff tried. Doesn't work. Panda dies for the second time. The shop is gone too. I think this cheeky attempt to Chimera play falls flat on its face as you can't support it with one base. LawLiet in absolute shambles, having to revive the hero again. And this is FoCuS with the game.
And what a game it was. Guys, what did we just see? Farseer, Shadow, no heal wave. Keeper, pure archers, and Panda into Chims on one base. Yeah,
it turns out
we can mark that in the calendar. That's never going to happen again.
Yeah, when two players are approaching the 100th series against one another, apparently things tend to get a little crazy between them.
We promised the people there's going to be 3 very different series, and guess we deliver.
Actually, you shouldn't have promised that, because it could have been standard from both sides in every one of them, but luckily it wasn't.
I know my boys. They won't disappoint me.
I wonder how different that would have looked if the Panda hadn't died. Small mistake there by LawLiet that really came to cost him. He transferred the TP over to the Panda, but got caught by the Hex. Couldn't save him. There should have been a Wisp there in position to detonate against the Hex. Of course, hard to do in the heat of battle when so much is going on. But if he saves the Panda, gets back to the main, heals up from the Moonwells, could be a very different story. But that was not to be the case. And the Farseer here, once again, looking good. You know, if I was to get ahead of myself, I may want to start saying this is the beginning of the Farseer meta, boys.
Well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, next one is Tidehunters. Maybe FoCuS was learning a little bit from Lin here and plays it out as well. LawLiet's asking for a couple of seconds, no problem with that. Yeah, Tidehunters, a LawLiet pick. Curious to see his approach to this one and FoCuS reaction to it.
Now, does he get the Hunter Soul early or not? It seems like LawLiet was very patient here. Maybe he had no plan of even making that, even against Blademaster, which you don't necessarily have to, but ideally, right? If you know for a fact that your opponent's going to go Blademaster and play that standard meta, you kind of want to, because, you know, you'll get Ultra Vision, starts getting hunts early. You can do some AP attack here and there. So lots of mind games happening build otherwise. And I think it's better this way than what we had recently, which was every game looking the exact same, you know, with Keeper hunts mass Ancient of War units against Blade, Grunt, Shaman expansion every single game. Like all the games were looking exactly alike. It came down to execution, sure, and there was still some entertainment, but now it does feel like there's more mind games, more scouting involved, and anticipating what the opponent's going to do.
That is absolutely true. More entertainment value in this matchup, and especially from these two players. We go on to map number 2. FoCuS is facing the playoffs, and to be honest, I didn't really expect that, not from the winners bracket, but he looks fresh, he looks composed, he looks creative. We go on to Tidehunters. We have arrived at one of the most beautiful maps that we got, and already a little bit of a switch up by LawLiet, who goes with the Engine of War to this orange camp in front of his base, not to the side. And now FoCuS. Blade, Farseer, Grunts, Headhunters, we don't know anymore.
Anything's on the table, Neo. He should know what his game plan is by now, and sometimes you do like some last minute revision, and then you just like barely change in the nick of time. But it is the Blade Master with the barracks, the 1 burrow, and he's gonna even open up with a quick shop, and followed up by the scout shortly after, which on this map it can get very scary if the opponent does that orange camp that the Ancient of War was made towards. So I think the shop might be there by design, and if he scouts that this is what's being crept first, there is a big opportunity for FoCuS to speed scroll across the map and try and prevent some of the scripts from being taken too easily.
That could be really nasty. Usually a lot of stuff is happening in the middle of the map, but LawLiet moves it to the side. It's not an easy camp here. There's no Overseer. Takes a long time. And do you have to creep this with Treants? I think so.
Yeah, usually like you want a little bit of extra damage. This is definitely one of the tougher camps that you're gonna see on any map being crept first.
Archer! Archer! Bad. This didn't go too well for her.
And FoCuS hasn't speed scrolled yet, but he's headed towards the direction, so he knows that this is what's being done first. And when you creep this camp, you're not really supposed to go for the Null Overseer first, so the Blade Master should get there on time. He's about to windwalk. And if he gets the steal here, that would be huge. There's obviously no dust at this stage in the game here.
Oh no.
That should be a steal.
And he denied one creep as well, right? With the Engine of War. So he's only level 1.5 after one of the hardest creep spots doable in the early game. Absolutely no reward. The item goes to FoCuS as well. Oh boy.
And FoCuS looking like a man on a mission. He's like, I got mouths to feed. Standing in between me and my family, putting food on the table. That's what UFC fighters always say when they have a kid.
Yeah,
I'm trying to put food on the table. This guy stands in my way. I have to knock him out.
FoCuS, not really the nature of a UFC fighter, I can tell you that. Super nice, super sweet, super calm. He wouldn't do well in an octagon.
I don't know. I'd like to think that high-level RTS gamers are very intelligent and they'd be successful in anything they wanted to do.
Okay, you want to try that and do a UFC fight? I don't know, you versus Insop or something.
I mean, that wouldn't be much of fights. Sure. That's what's gonna determine. Oh, the grunt, the grunt!
Speed score.
Oh my god, the archer can block. He's gonna get it. Last shot.
Players' forces are under attack.
Big pickup. But the turtle is gonna be FoCuS's, and he gets the mantle as well from this.
Not bad for the Shadow Hunter to come. And yeah, LawLiet, you want to be level 3, but you're so far away from this. At least you got a Hunter Soul this time. But FoCuS's reaction is pretty quick as well. Tech 3/4, going into more grunts, and trying to harass even more with the blade. Looks like FoCuS is determining the tempo of this game.
Yeah, and this time, the keeper is very far away from level 3, especially because that Overseer was stolen, otherwise it'd be pretty close. So I think you can skip Shamans if you want to here, if you're FoCuS, and instead going to Spirit Walkers. If you assume that it's gonna be Lors and you know, Bears play potentially. So curious whether he's gonna do that or not. As tier 2 is about to finish, Shadowhunter should start immediately here for him. He's keeping the grunts back home, playing it safe.
But as long as there's no expansion, FoCuS has really nothing to worry about. One base, totally fine. Shadowhunter coming, grunts, shaman, the normal build thus far.
Ooh, dust.
Yeah, but without Alchemist, I don't think there's a big threat here.
Just keeps having on chasing this blade away. Actually, blade engages. That could have been entangled surround here. What the hell? He's re-tempting the devil.
Forces are under attack.
Healing up now, should be safe, but still so far from level 3. Close up attack, not too bad. Shadowhunter starts leveling up as well. Dude, that crab made a loud noise when it died.
Can you make that noise?
Something like that. Release my inner kraken.
What a cartoon. You should audition to be a voice actor. Maybe when WarCraft 4 gets announced, you can audition. You'll be one of the Murlocs.
I will do the voice acting for WarCraft 4, it's just not announced yet.
Under siege.
Yeah.
I got Remo in as well for, you know, Bloodlust, of course.
That would be funny if there was a voice back. For sure, Remo would be the rah-rah-rah guy. It would sound so silly as well. Like they're using it to use on the normal sound and then you hear rah-rah-rah.
I would love that. What we champions, make it happen. Off we go. We got a little bit of a push, which is pretty successful so far. As one grunt is already down, second one will fall to another entangle.
Oh my god.
Choosing...
Serpent trap.
Yeah, kind of. Wait, he has no staff, right? He only has a TP. That Alchemist is dead, but the Keeper probably gets 2 to 3 grunts.
Yeah, but the Expo was prevented on the other side. This blade is literally on patrol on the expansion, and we do have tier 3 starting now. One more hunt.
Player's forces are under attack.
Even though he's about to start Lores here, technically. A little bit weird. Not sure he necessarily needed that. Maybe he anticipated the blade walking in and being super annoying towards the Wisp. So skipped that for now, and LawLiet with a big steal on that camp here at the expansion of FoCuS. And this inventory, by the way, on Keeper, that guy thinks he's the Blade Master.
Yeah, would be tempting to go Chemical Rage on the Alchemist with his inventory. LawLiet is going tier 3 without an expansion again. I'm really not sure if that's enough. Like, you will never get the mass.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't see the upside of going for an Expo now, I guess, since he's playing Lore, right? If he was playing... Oh, I assume he's playing Lore, right? I'm not sure now.
Me neither.
It feels like he's going tier 3, more so for Orb, perhaps. No, he's still making hunts. Okay, so he's actually staying on this army. So it's the same style as usual, except that instead of expanding, which was largely defended by FoCuS, and now would be defended even better at this stage, he's saying, okay, I'm gonna try it out on one base and rely on Orb and a quick third hero, I guess.
You don't tell me that he's going Chimeras again, right? Like,
no, I mean, hopefully not. That was ill-advised. And oh my god, he just shipped him the Shadow level 3 here with this Archer.
yeah, FoCuS looks super solid, not threatened at all. He's basically never using his Blade Masters in fights. Like,
That Blade Master achieved so much.
yeah.
Wow, the Wisp shielded away.
Not all of them.
Most of them. This is amazing. Really well done by LawLiet.
A town is under siege.
Expansion coming for FoCuS feels safe and secure now. Another building cancel was probably the shop. So we go Potom. We go Archers. It's not Chimeras.
Under attack.
It's relatively normal, but with only half the income that he would love to have.
Yeah, and LawLiet would love to have a shop here so that he could get an orb very soon, but there is a blade that's literally walking in his base 24/7 and saying, am I a joke to you? Who gave you permission to start buildings even in your base? I didn't.
Man, this is such a FoCuS move. He did that back in the Terranas times already. Constantly knocking down expansions with just a blade. And he's not even crazy. Like, the inventory is not even that crazy. He has a parry up. He has no extra damage. But I guess it's time to go home now.
I mean, Fortified is on the way. If LawLiet... Wait, he's TPing? Wait, what?
Huh?
Why?
Okay.
He's trying to intercept the blade, but FoCuS, of course, gonna realize early enough that this is happening. Why did he TP?
I'm very confused as well. Maybe a misread? Maybe a misclick? We will probably never know.
I think he wanted to make sure that his building's finally finished, I guess, because he's getting double shot. So he's almost gonna try to turn this around entirely by saying, okay, like you've canceled my buildings, but they're now finally gonna finish, and I'm gonna get 2 orbs, 1 on the priestess, 1 on the keeper. Remember that the orb damage stacks and adds up, and LawLiet is one of the better players when he goes for this kind of build to fully understand how the damage works and how to go for the right target fire in the fight. So his Blade Master, he's low level. We might see him melt or at least be targeted a lot in the upcoming fights.
Yeah, there's not really too much to help him out with. No hacks this time, so there is a little bit of heal wave, but only level 1. Red Spot goes to FoCuS, Laboratory goes to LawLiet, and finally has some time to creep up the Alchemist. But yeah, not much there yet. 37 supply only. Sobi Mask is a dream for the Alchemist, though.
Yeah. Definitely needs to pick up 1 more orb for the bottom. There it is. That bottom. Plus 23 damage. Not bad at all.
And there's not even an aura yet. It's Owl Scout first. This is gonna become even worse.
All of the winds could end up coming handy as well. Especially against the Alchemist. Like, he's the one you want to target, so no healing spray actually goes through properly. And yeah, this army of LawLiet is pretty tiny. 38 supplies, just Tri-Hero and 5 hunts. I mean, these orbs better put in some work. Speech Call finally used.
This army is not existent. How is he supposed to fight this? Does he have a TP somewhere? I don't think so. He can't run away either, because to Purge and Speed Scroll, he can't run away. Goes for the Keeper, sees, hey, there's nothing to save you. Without a Keeper, how are you supposed to win?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough. Not having a staff here, not having Countfall, I think FoCuS just recognized that, and he just Speed Scrolled forward on his way to victory. He gets another surround here thanks to the Serpent helping a little bit. And because he has expansion coming up behind this, he's now going to be in a fantastic position. LawLiet, this is not as serious at all.
A player's forces are under attack.
Wasn't pretty much from the very, very start. Just FoCuS with the simple strategy, knocking down buildings early. Working well. And yeah, he's about to have the second base, not the Night Elf. I mean, LawLiet is expanding as well, but this will take some more time. Hero levels are looking good for FoCuS. And there's still not 40 supply for LawLiet. Did he ever break 40 pop this game?
I don't think so. Been struggling for sure. Prioritizing the orbs instead. Has to instant revive the Keeper here. I agree with that. That definitely needed to be done. But the Alchemist, he had to cancel the Alchemist for that because he's expanding and he doesn't have gold for everything.
Rough. Hate to see my man suffer, but FoCuS is just the better player here today with the better builds. Maybe just tricking LawLiet a bit, going Farseer on a map where LawLiet expects a Blade Master, going Blade Master where he expects a Farseer. This Blade goes into a potion, then he has the big invul, so he's super safe. Not sure if that hero focus is the best thing to do.
Oh, the Keeper. When I get targeted, there's still no stuff. He can pass the invul. He's gonna do that at the last second. Those trees are slapping array right now. All 3 of them are hitting a bunch, but the army and the heroes of LawLiet are just vanishing. Keeper getting targeted. He's gonna pop a potion at the last second. Needs to buy a staff on the bottom in order to even have a chance to save it. But Ensnare is there on time, and Shadowhunter is now level 5. Blade's gonna be able to escape. And I guess almost like a bad coincidence for LawLiet, that expansion will be scouted immediately.
Does he have firepower to attack it? Not really, but he will soon with his expansion running, and FoCuS is just a killer dressed in red today. Double heal scroll now stolen as well on top of the level 5 Shadowhunter.
A town
Level
player's
3 Serpent
forces
Wards
are under
now.
attack.
Yeah, off we go. LawLiet can't hold this game. And how is he supposed to?
Yeah, 17 supply against 50. Really tough. You're not having an alpha either means that you can only instant revive your heroes. He's not even trying to remake that bottom. Trying to make a stand on her own. I don't think that's gonna go too well.
Well, that is another crit. He ends the Podum's lives in style.